So the last day of the York Ebor Festival on Saturday, featuring the Ebor Handicap. There's 3 races I'm going to take a look at for Saturday. Time of recording is Thursday morning, so we've just had 1 day of racing, and we started off with a winner, a Lion in Winter in the Acom Stakes. Ran really well. Looks like a Guineas or a Derby favourite. Very nice performance there. And second with Calandagan. Again, brilliant run, only beaten by City of Troy. So we started off the week well. Let's hope to carry on through Thursday, Friday and Saturday. The other runner on Wednesday was Deramai, who was a non-runner. So 2 bets so far, a winner and a second. So the first race I'm going to take a look at for Saturday at York is the 150 Strensel Stakes. It's a Group 3 over 1 mile, 1 furlong for 3-year-olds and older horses. We'll take a quick look at the odds and the runners. Favourite is See the Fire, followed by Al Yanabi, Enfajar, Task Force, Haunted Dream, Phantom Flight, Royal Dubai, Flight Plan and Check and Challenge. Now we'll take a look at some recent results from this race, some past winners and some trends. So 8 of the last 10 winners were aged 4 or 5. The last 2 years going to a 3-year-old in Alf Layla and a 6-year-old last year in Spirit Dancer. 9 of the last 10 winners were top 3 in the betting on the day. So they went off one of the 3 favourites to win the race. And 9 of the last 10 winners were top 3 in their last run. So last time out, they placed in the top 3. So we'll just take a quick look at the runners and how they kind of stack up against the trends. So obviously we've got See the Fire, the favourite, Task Force and Al Yanabi 3-year-olds. As I mentioned, 3-year-olds, and as you saw, 3-year-olds not the greatest record in this race. And then we've got Phantom Flight and Haunted Dream. Neither of those are featured in the top 3 of the betting because currently the top 3 of the betting is See the Fire, Al Yanabi and Enfajar. Flight Plan and Check and Challenge were 4th and 5th last time out, so not in the top 3, not in the greatest form. Which just leaves one horse, Enfajar, who's been brilliant this season. A good return as a 4-year-old, improved on what he'd done at 3. Had a brilliant performance in the John Smith's Cup handicap over this course and distance. And then super unlucky run next time at Goodwood in the Chesterfield Cup, just losing a neck to Take Heart. Enfajar's been running brilliant this year in handicaps. I think he's been a group horse in a handicap. He can take that step up here to group level, carry on improving. So yeah, the 150 Strensel Stakes, Enfajar. The next race I'm going to take a look at is the 3 o'clock at York on Saturday, the City of York Stakes. Take a quick look at the betting for this one. We've got Audience as a 7-4 favourite, Kinross, who's won this race a few times, Lake Forest, Should Have Been a Ring, Art Power, Brige, Vafortino and 5,000 to 1. And some past winners and results of this race. So as you can see, Kinross has won this race for the last 2 years as a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old. And we'll have a look at some trends as well for this race. So the last 4 winners actually contested the Lennox Stakes last time out at Goodwood, and 5 of the last 6 winners last time out ran at Goodwood. So I think Goodwood's good prep for this. If they ran at Goodwood last time out, it's definitely a positive. And 8 of the last 10 winners were rated 109 or higher. So the 3 that contested the Lennox Stakes last time out are Kinross, Art Power, and the one that I really fancy for this and have for quite a while, Audience. Audience is top rated here. He's rated 124 after some brilliant performances this year. I think he's the only horse to beat Sharon this year. and that was over a mile, which is a savage performance. We all know how good Sharon is, won a couple of Group 1s this year. York's a speed favouring track. Audience likes to go out from the front and dominate, especially over 7, and I can see him doing exactly the same thing here. So for those reasons, I think Audience is a great bet in this race, one of my stronger fancies of the week. So Audience in the City of York Stakes on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Right then, the last race of the Ebor Festival that we're going to take a look at is the Ebor Handicap over 1 mile 6, one of the best handicaps of the season. 22 runners confirmed for this, so I'm not going to run through the odds of all of them, but we'll take a little look at the top of the market. It's currently headed by Queenstown for Aidan O'Brien, followed by Epic Poet, Hip Hop Delore, Nakib, Fairbanks, Magical Zoe, and bar the rest. We'll take a look at some recent results and past history of this race and some trends for this one. 9 of the last 10 winners were aged between 4 and 6. 10 of the last 10 runners carried a weight between 9 stone and 9 stone 9. 10 of the last 10 winners had a maximum of 4 runs in Britain that season. And 9 of the last 10 runners were running over 1 mile 6 or further in their previous race. So after whittling it down from some of the trends, the 3 that I'm most interested in are Nakib for William Haggis and Jim Crowley, Yashin for Jess Harrington and Oisin Orr, and Magical Zoe for Henry de Bromhead. Now they all kind of fit the trends. They're all aged between 4 and 6. They'll all carry between 9 and 9 stone 9 pounds, and they all ran over 1 mile 6 or further last time, which actually a lot of these in this field haven't. So I think that's definitely an advantage on their side. Might mean that they can kind of bounce out, go from the front, and make it a bit more of a stamina test. Yashin has run some good races this season over the trip, 1 mile 4 or 1 mile 6. 2 defeats to Kyprios, who we know is the best stayer. And then not so great run last time, but it was at Newcastle on the all weather, so I'm happy to ignore that. He actually ran in the Ebor last year, came 7th, only 3 length defeat behind Absurd. He was a 4-year-old that time, so I'm sure he's probably matured a little bit. He's put in some good performances this year, so I'm happy to chance him. He's a bit of an outsider at the minute, I think 25 to 1. And then the other one that I'm kind of keen on would be Nakib out of the 3. Now, the thing that puts me off Nakib is William Haggis. However good he may be at York, he's sent 16 horses to win this race before, and only one of them's placed and none of them have won, which tempers my enthusiasm for Nakib quite some bit. But he has ran well in handicaps the last time. He was only beaten ahead by Temporize. He did run at York earlier in the season. He blew out quite badly, to be fair, there, which wasn't great, but that was in a Group 2, so obviously Haggis thinks he's quite a bit better than a handicap, which is interesting. So he's definitely of interest. However, I would be slightly keener on Yashin each way. The one I've not mentioned, Magical Zoe, she's took well to flat, only making 3 appearances on the level, but she's not quite achieved the racing post ratings of Yashin or Nakib. Now, of course, she is unexposed, but she was sent off favourite last time. She probably should have won the race, and she didn't. I just think she might get caught out for a bit of kind of tactical ability here. She probably does stay as well as these, but is she kind of as good? Turn of foot, etc., etc. I'm not so sure. So, however, the improvement could be there for Magical Zoe. I'm just not confident it's going to come in this race. So the selection is going to be Yashin each way. and maybe just a little saver on Necky. But yeah, main selection, Yashin each way for the Sky Bet Ebor handicap at 3.35 at York on Saturday.